that's my point with entrepreneurship and like us as women. Mm-hmm. You just have to figure it out.
You do. It was really out of necessity that I learned a lot of things that I learned. Mm-hmm. And one of the important things that I learned is to get people on your team that do what they do well. And so you don't have to stress out as much.
That's accountant Stephanie Fauntleroy, and that clip is from her interview with Sharon Burns on Sharon's Business Chat. The Business Chat is a show that Sharon hosts and that I produce, where Sharon sits down to talk with Black women business owners to talk about business, the realities of business, not the social media chase your dream stuff, but the real nitty gritty, down and dirty, ugly details of running a business and what it's really like, so that you are prepared for what you're stepping into. Black women start more businesses than any other demographic, and many of these women start businesses unprepared because they have professional skills but not business skills, and don't really understand or have any insight into what it really takes to run a business, the kind of sacrifices you're going to have to make, the rough road that it's going to be. And so we created the Business Chat to provide you a way to find out what you don't know, so that you can make your decisions armed with better information. So let's hear some more from Steph.
Right?
So where do you find those people?
Listen, I'm not a huge networker, but I do listen. Right?
Okay,
so I listen when someone says, "Oh, I know such and such," or "This person can do that." And again, I have a client base of 1,000 clients, and half of which are business owners.
Right.
So they're always, so I'm always hearing things that they're doing, and, connections that they may have, or, I even can use some of, their expertise to help me. And so I just, kind of learned over the years, you can't do everything by yourself.
Right.
Let me say that another way. I am learning over the years. Because I don't know. I'm still trying to do too many things.
I was about to say.
That's a very important point that Stephanie makes. If I had to identify one thing and one thing only as the number one cause of small business failure, particularly Black women business owners, I would say it's trying to do everything by yourself. Way too many people try to start a business and try to do everything by themselves, and it's just not possible. Running a business is a team sport. It's just not something that you can do alone. And this problem, for some reason, it's a number of reasons, and I know why. But Black women in particular, I get it. You're coming from environments where you have to do so much on your own. I'm talking about hostile workplace environments, and you just get into that mindset of doing everything yourself and taking care of yourself. And when you bring that into the small business world, you leave corporate behind and start a business, that mindset will fail you. You cannot be successful running a business trying to do everything by yourself. It's just too many tasks. Think about that corporate job that you had. You had a particular job. You had either a desk, a cubicle, an office, whatever you had, and you did your job. There's somebody else on another floor who had another job. They got lawyers, they got human resource people, they have office management people. There's just a variety of jobs that are necessary for a company to function. And when you quit your job and start your own business, all of those jobs still need to be done. The difference is there's not people spread across different floors doing it. You got to do all of that stuff. You're responsible for all of that stuff, which means you're responsible for identifying people and delegating some tasks, because there's no way you can do all of those jobs by yourself. So let's go back to Steph and let her tell us some more about this.
I was about to say, because you're the owner, obviously. Mm-hmm. You're the CEO. You're the
operator, the CFO, the COO, all the OOs.
Are you the HR
CEOs,
person too?
And
Are you the janitor?
Yeah, oh my goodness. So you would be so proud of me though, because I actually went yesterday. I went to my office. I was poking around, trying to figure out things, and I knew I needed to clean up. And So I actually walked next door because there's a Molly make next door to my office. And I talked to the lady. I said, listen, what do I have to do to get somebody in here regularly?
Wait a minute. So you didn't have anyone hired up until...
I did, but not like, during the tax season, I always have someone in every 2 weeks.
Right.
But outside of tax season, I didn't need that. So I kind of lost that connection a bit. And so, I was just going in and kind of cleaning up myself. And I was like, I can't.
Girl, you too cute.
No, listen, gloves, mops, buckets, watering the plants, checking the packaging, like all the things. But you know how that is. When you're an owner operator, you do all the things.
You do all the things.
Especially when you're trying to even consider saving money. Right?
I ain't mad at you.
But then you realize that time is money, right?
Exactly.
So then you're like, I can't spend all this time trying to save money because now I'm wasting time.
And then you're tired.
I hope you're paying attention. That's 2 experienced business owners taking you to school. Sharon's been running her catering business for 16 years at this point. Steph has been running her accounting business at least 10 years. She took over from her dad. Originally her dad was my accountant, and then he been in business. The business has been around at least 25 years. Actually, longer than that. But anyway, the point is these are 2 experienced business owners who are telling you how it works. Way too many people buy into the false economy of saving money, and they just told you what it really costs. Everything costs. So if you saving money, then what it's costing you is your time and your energy. It's going to take you longer to do the tasks. You're going to be tired. You have less energy. You're not enjoying your life. And on top of that, you're not doing the work as well as somebody who's a specialist, somebody who has training in that particular area. They take care of this thing. They get it done faster than you would have, get it done better than you would have. And they're actually saving you money because your time as the business owner is the most valuable thing you have. Your time is the most expensive time of any person working for your company. Your time is the most valuable time, the most expensive time. So if you're spending your time on trivia, like what Steph was talking about there, mopping the floor, vacuuming, cleaning toilets and stuff, that is absurd if you're the business owner. And it's not just, tasks like that. Things like preparing your newsletter or any number of things that anybody could do. You need to delegate that stuff. Otherwise, you're losing money. You're losing more money than you're saving because of the opportunity costs of what things you should be working on, but you're not because you're too tied up in all of these million little tasks that you really need to delegate.
I can't spend all this time trying to save money because now I'm wasting time.
And then you're tired. So, okay. So I'm going to finish plating up because I have to talk about this whole management of time thing because you are married, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
20 years.
No, you don't look 20 years old.
You know what? Let's toast to that. That was good because I like you already. 20 years.
And you have kids?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
3. 25, 23, 18.
Okay. You know what, Stephanie? Look, I'm going to need your secret because when we come back after I finish plating this, I'm going to have to figure out how you look so fabulous and still have time to manage a business and a man.
If I have the answer, I'll give it to you.
You're going to have it after we come back.
I'll give it to you.
How do you balance your time with your family? You said you were married and you have kids. So I know during tax season, that's probably not going to happen too much. But, I'm sure you have to still balance and, you have to show them some love.
I'm going to be honest, that is a challenge.
Okay.
And it's been an ongoing challenge. Just because tax season specifically is like so consolidated and it's in this really short period of time. Mm-hmm. So we have a lot of work to get done. Mm-hmm. So my hours are very long. So when my children were younger, it was challenging.
Right.
And it was actually heartbreaking for me because I would actually see their grades decline a bit
during tax season. Oh wow!
Because I was kind of a helicopter mom in the sense that I want to make sure the work is done, the homework. Are we reading every night? Bedtime. But when I couldn't be there, even though my husband was amazing, and honestly, having the support system to me was the key.
Okay.
So between my husband and my mom and, other family members, I was able to make it work during tax season.
Okay.
And then also being, own my own business, there's flexibility in that. I did have my kids even to come work with me when they got, a bit older.
How old are they?
What you just heard from Steph is an example of those true costs of entrepreneurship that I mentioned earlier. Everything costs. That freedom that you're going to have, it's going to cost you something. This is a heavily involved mother in her children's academics, and she has to reconcile the business that pays the bills and allows her to send her kids wherever she wants to send them for school. That same business is taking her away from them and causing their grades to decline during tax season. She's got to reconcile that and deal with it. That's an example. That's just one example of the kind of dilemma that many small business owners find themselves in. One way or another, some form of fact, there's always a trade-off. And you have to understand that going in. We do these shows, we do this series so that you can get the information and just not come in here into entrepreneurship with rose-colored glasses thinking that it's going to be sunshine and rainbows all day, every day. It's not. Sometimes it sucks. There's stuff that's just, there's going to be a cost. There's going to be a personal cost. There's going to be a cost to your family if everybody has a family. You're not an alien. You didn't hatch out of an egg or whatever. There's going to be cost to your personal relationships. And you just got to be prepared for that. You can't really prepare, but you need to just be informed and know that when you decide to start a business, there's going to be some sacrifice. There's going to be a great deal of sacrifice. And that's, again, why we do this show, just to prepare you, just not trying to chase you away or scare you away from it. We just want you to be prepared so that you know that there's more to this than if you've never run a business. And the best thing you can do to ensure your success is start talking to some people who run full-time businesses, not people with side hustles, people who run full-time businesses. They pay all their bills. They send their kids to school. They pay for their health care and everything else with their business. You need to find some people like that, one or two people, or just one if you can, and just start learning what it's going to take for you to run the kind of business that you want to run. It's better if you can find somebody who's running the kind of business that you plan to run or something similar. But really, you can talk to any business owner. So much of running a business is common across all industries. You will be able to understand, particularly the sacrifice component. You can talk to anybody who runs a business and find out about what kind of sacrifices you're going to have to make. And that's what I encourage you to do. Again, not to chase you away from your dream of running a business, but just for you to go into it more informed so you give yourself a greater likelihood of success. If you want to see the full interview, you can check, I'll put a link below where you can go to Sharon's private online community where you can check out the full interview. Is probably about 45 minutes or so, and check out all the other interviews as well. So yeah, I'll put a link below to Sharon's community. And if you are interested in talking to me about business and how you can have your own talk show like that, for example, or your own cooking show, or you want to start a coaching or consulting business or grow a coaching or consulting business, automating your marketing, again, learning how to outsource stuff so you're not doing everything and so the business makes money without you having to do everything. If you're interested in that kind of support, check the link below for access to my community where this is what I help you do. I teach you how to run a coaching or consulting business that gives you money and free time, because we start a business because we want to create a better life for ourselves, not a worse one. And that's what I help you do. So, yeah, I'll see you in the next video.